Thank you for watching BPTV Cable. And this is going to be another special section of our Around Town series. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be introducing you to our new judge. We're very fortunate in Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair to be getting a new magistrate, Judge Ronald Arnone. And sit back and learn a little bit about who our new magistrate is, where he comes from, his family, his education, his background, and what he's looking for in the future for our municipality in Upper St. Clair. So enjoy this special segment of Around Town. Ron, congratulations. You're going to be our next magistrate for the municipality of Bethel Park, and we wanted to just sit down and introduce you to the community at large, the people, and we want to hear your story. So how about starting, how old are you, where were you born, where did you grow up? Why don't you give us a little bit of past history of who you are?
Sure, I'd be glad to do that, but I just do want to preface that it's Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair. I don't want my friends over in St. Clair to be bothered by that. And we also, as magisterial district judges, we also do city court. So we hear some city and county cases as well. We go through a rotation.
Okay.
So, a little background about myself. I don't like to usually tell my age, but I guess I have to now. I'm 48. I was born in Brentwood, Pennsylvania, and that's where I was born and raised. I've been in Bethel Park over the last little over 10 years. Love it here. I found a piece of property and built my home with my family. I have Chris, my wife, and our two kids, Nicholas and Taylor, and you know, we just love it here. It's a great community, and it's a great place to raise a family.
Is there any favorite places you have in the South Hills? Just personally, where do you like to hang out?
At home.
At home?
But no, I mean, I like South Park. I enjoy walking in South Park.
Do you have any hobbies?
I do. I like to golf.
Okay.
And I also, having been in law enforcement, I have a number of firearms, and I also like to shoot. I coached baseball, football, and a number of other sports for many, many years, both in Brentwood and in Bethel Park. I coached my son since he was 5 years old, and he's now a collegiate athlete. He's a baseball player.
Very nice.
Very successful.
Where does he go to school?
At Cal U.
Okay.
And then my daughter, I coached her soccer team, her basketball team, and also her softball team. But I love coaching, and I've made a lot of good friends and been around a lot of great kids.
How old are your children?
My daughter, Taylor, is 9, and my son, Nicholas, is 21.
Ron, tell us why you wanted this position. What interests you in being a magistrate, and why do you want to be the magistrate here? What really interested you in this? You know,
what really interested me is public service. And I love serving my community. I love serving the county and the Commonwealth. I think I bring a lot to the table in fairness, and I feel like you know, I can help the community. I can make you know, an impact with the kids and with our senior population. I don't want anyone to you know, get any idea that this is not about everyone. It's about everyone, and how we can make an impact. And I believe you know, people make mistakes, and I want to take a common sense approach, obviously exercising the law, but making sure that people know that they're going to be treated fairly. So I have a great passion about, you know, the idea that I can help people, and that's why I'm really interested.
Was there any area that you saw that you want to make an immediate impact in, when you're saying whether that's the schools or the senior citizens, or is there an area that you see needs immediate help that you want to get involved in, or is it just, you know, let's start out, let's see where things go, or?
Let's roll our sleeves up
Okay.
and see where things go, and where there's fires, let's put them out. Where there's issues, let's address them. Where there's help that I can make people's lives better somehow, I want to be able to do that.
Okay. With your background wanting to be a magistrate, could you tell us where your expertise lies, what you've been doing the last 20 years?
Sure.
We'll start from there.
Absolutely. Well, for the last 20 years, I've worked in the public and private sector,
Okay.
in both business and government and law enforcement. My business background comes from really primarily family-owned businesses. I held every position from driving a truck to working on a truck, operating heavy equipment, to becoming ultimately the Director of Business Development and the General Manager of our environmental services facilities and operation.
Okay.
My government background, I was the mayor of Brentwood.
Very nice.
Thank you. We spent about 10 years there. We did a lot of really good things in Brentwood. The Brentwood Town Square was one of our great projects that we like.
It's quite a showpiece.
Yes, it is. Thanks. And also a number of other lesser profile types of projects, but nonetheless very important to the community. And then, of course, for the last almost 11 years, I worked in the Attorney General's office. I worked in the white collar and insurance investigations and crimes division, Bureau of Criminal Investigations.
Okay. Did you have a team that worked for you there? You oversaw a team at the Justice Department, or were you a one-man crew?
Well, basically, I had partners that I worked with,
Okay.
and we did have teams, but I never like to think of anybody under me. I worked along with people, and we made a lot of great cases and worked on behalf of the people of the Commonwealth in the Attorney General's office to bring a lot of good cases and take criminals off of the streets, and like I said, just trying to keep people safe.
Well, what got you interested in being a magistrate?
Well, I've always been interested in law enforcement,
Okay.
all the way back when actually Mike Fisher, who was our Attorney General at the time, hired me on at the AG's office. And my passion really dates all the way back to when I was 18, and I worked in the Allegheny County as a special deputy sheriff. And my father was involved, and that's how I kind of got my passion and interest. And then I worked in business and had all the other jobs in between, but that was always something that I had an interest in. And the magisterial district judge, having been in front of so many over the years, not as a criminal, but as a with the Attorney General's office and the law enforcement and helping prosecute cases and criminals from a criminal investigator side. But that's kind of what got me interested, and also really Rob White got me interested. Rob and I were friends, and he was a great guy, and we had conversations, and it kind of piqued my interest.
Well, you seem to have a very, quite a variety in your background, so brings some interesting skills to the bench. I'm not sure if there's a lot of judges, magistrates that have a sheriff background, a business background, the Attorney General office. You seem to have quite a variety of a background. You feel you're well qualified for this position?
That's a great question, Andy. And by the way, I'm very honored to be being interviewed by the legendary Andy Amrine. I really am. I'm honored and humbled. My background, I believe, is really three-tiered in that I do have that, like you said, business background, law enforcement background, and also obviously, the idea that I've been around with regard to other skill sets that present common sense. And presiding over cases, that's mainly what you need is common sense. And I believe I really have that. You know, again, it's law enforcement business, and you know, being able to bring all that together is really a trio of experience that I like to say qualifies me to preside over cases.
Well, the last step that you had to take to be able to have this position, is there special training that you had to go through, or classes that the state put you through or something before you were allowed to sit behind the bench this time instead of in front of it that you have been?
Yes, there is, and of course you have to go through a lot of different background checks and very extensive process. So I'd like the people out there to realize that it really is. The training that I had gone through and the experience that I had was quite a challenge. It was a 5-week course in Harrisburg, and then at the end of that you had to take a certification test, which is really almost the equivalent to taking the bar, a bar exam, like an attorney would. And it was very difficult. It was one of the more challenging academic hurdles, let's say, that I had to undertake. And I'm glad that it is challenging, and I think anyone that sits as a magistrate in Allegheny County or across the Commonwealth, you can be sure that they're well qualified.
Well, moving forward from here, how do you see a relationship with the other magistrates? Have you already gotten to know some of them in the South Hills or in all the different districts, or your plan of working closely with them, or where do you see this taking you in the next 6 months?
Well, fortunately, I've, over the last 20+ years, have really established a lot of good working relationships with many people across all types of sections in government and in the judicial arena. And I have a lot of good friends that are already preside as magisterial district judges, Commonwealth judges, Court of Common Pleas. So I really do have a lot of friends in the business. Okay. And I certainly have already and will be tapping in and interfacing with them.
So you have no problem working with them or asking them for guidance or whatever the case may be with it. All right. Judge Wida had a wonderful relationship in the community, but in particular with the police department and, more importantly, with the school district. It's an important aspect, the largest employer of both Upper St. Clair and Bethel Park. How do you see your relationship working within the 2 school districts?
Well, I see it working in a most excellent way. It's been my plan all along to be very proactive in the school districts, both Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair, working with the administration, working with the resource officers, working with the students. I want to bring a measure of, not to come and see me when it's always bad,
right,
but come and
be proactive.
Be very proactive and help out in any way that I can. I just want to really immerse myself into the fabric of not only our school district but our communities, and just be a big part and be seen, be heard from, and be part of 2 great communities.
Well, do you have on the plans here any immediate changes in your office from the past 10 years or 20 years of the magistrate's office? Are you expecting any changes, or are there anything we can be looking for or expecting at all from the office?
I have already begun to spruce the office up a little bit.
Okay.
It needed some sprucing up, and the municipality's been great about that. We have a lot of really good people in this community in leadership, including our council president Tim Mowry and the rest. Just some great people who have come through this community in a leadership aspect, and they've been quite cooperative. But with regard to what I want to do is eventually, right now, because we've combined both communities, we're in a very small space, and we need to expand it. And I'm looking at maybe targeting some different areas. Rob, unfortunately, before he passed, he had been kind of looking as well.
Okay.
And that's what I want to do. One of the areas that I'm kind of targeting is the Port Authority garage adjacent to South Hills Village.
Okay.
I think it's logistically a perfect match for
Get a
the
little
office.
closer to the two communities right on the border there.
It borders both communities. It's on public transportation. It's plenty of parking, and it just would work, I think, fabulously for a new office.
Okay.
And I'd like it to be the model for all district magistrate courts.
Okay, with your relationship with the police departments, are there anything special relationships or programs that you're going to institute in working with the directly with the police departments?
I'll continue on in the same way that Judge White did, in that had a great working relationship. Obviously, as judges, we have to be neutral and detached.
Sure.
And I'll continue that as well, and work with the public to make sure that everything is fair. The one thing that's great about Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair is we have two absolutely amazing, wonderful police departments. They're excellent. They're well trained, and they do a really good job. So yeah, but I plan on working with our community police, Tom Rigetti, and I know St. Clair has the same. But without question, yeah, I plan on just bringing a lot of new ideas to the table and using a lot of the old approaches that have been effective.
Well, what do you see as one of your major challenges?
Challenges? I don't know that I see any one challenge.
Is there going to be enough hours in the day?
That's going to be a big challenge, and obviously, my family's been supportive, and
okay.
and that's definitely there's going to be a lot of hours, a lot of challenges that way. So that's a great point. That would probably be my biggest challenge, is just having enough hours in the day, balancing everything out. Yeah. Although I've done it before.
I don't doubt you. Your first day, official day in office. When is your first official day?
My first official day will be tomorrow, which would be the 17th.
April 17th. Okay.
It will be my first official day. Although I've been spending about the last 2.5 weeks or better in the office and working with the staff, which we have an excellent staff. And
how many staff do you have?
There's 3 actual staff hired by the county, and then I also have a number of constables and others that are support staff that work with us.
Okay, and your office is open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday?
It is Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
And what time does your office open?
8:30 to 4.
Ron, why don't you tell us about your background in the education part of it?
Sure.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Brentwood High School.
Okay.
And after that, again, my work experience is probably the biggest asset that I have, because I've been fortunate to work in a lot of higher profile positions. But my education started actually at CCAC is where I got my first start. And then I went to the police. Well, during that period, I also enrolled in Robert Morris, spent a little time at Duquesne, but went to the police academy, the Allegheny County Police Academy, and graduated from there. Then went to the state academy through the Attorney General's office, got certified there, and then ultimately most of my education comes from Robert Morris University, where I've got communications and leadership, organizational studies and skills.
Okay. This position, it's an elected position. I know you're just taking over the seat from Judge White. When is your term up, and is there plans for running again?
Yes. My plan is to work with integrity in this office, just like my predecessor, Rob White. I plan on being here for a very, very long time. I'm planning this to be my full-time job, and I plan on, like I said, just immersing myself in the community. It is a 2-year appointment, but I will be running in this time next year in May of 2015. And I plan on running for that 6-year term.
Okay,
and like
nice.
I said, I want to be here for a long time.
Repeat after me.
I, Ronald Arnone,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I will discharge the duties of my office,
and I will discharge the duties of my office
District Magistrate Judge,
to Magistrate Judge
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Judge.
Well, I know the community as whole, Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair, we're very excited to have you for magistrate. That's created quite a buzz in the community. I've heard a lot from a lot of fellow business owners to different officials in the school district, the municipality, and just residents that I come in contact with. So we want to very much welcome you to your seat as our magistrate, and we're looking forward to working with you, and the community's looking forward to having you and helping you out in any way we can. So welcome to the bench, I guess.
Thank you so much, Andy. I really,
All
really
right.
appreciate that, and I look forward to working with you.
Okay.
On behalf of myself and our staff here at the Magisterial District Court, I want to thank Andy for the opportunity to introduce ourselves to the Bethel Park community, and we look forward to continuing to serve for a long time. Thank you very much.